They say speaking is, worse than death. And like, what are your typical ways that you help people understand that the fear is not as big in your head as it's felt for the audience? And how do you navigate showing up anyway?
Sure. Well, several things there. Um, the statistics on death on stage are very, very low. So that's good, right? There's very few people that have actually died on stage. Great. We have that
Depends on
going
the
for us,
audience.
right?
Depends on the
Yes.
audience.
Right, right, right. So knowing that, and it's all about focus, I believe. When we focus internally, how's my hair? Are they not liking what I'm wearing? I wonder if someone's going to walk up and walk right out of the middle of my talk. What if they don't laugh at my jokes? All of that is internal focused. And if you are there, you are going to put yourself into a spiral of self-destruction. And that's dangerous. It's also not in service to your audience because you're, again, focusing on me, 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 me. Instead, though, you have an opportunity to swap that focus and focus outwards and hit that stage and think about, how can I serve? What do they need? How can I take care of them? And the more that you are willing to let yourself go and really be in service to the audience, it can be a game changer because then you notice, then your awareness is spiked. And then you can see, okay, this section is really over here on my right is really engaging with me. So I'm going to spend even more time kind of back and forth with them to pick in some of the other group. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to have eye contact with this guy in the front row because he seems to be looking at his watch. So I'm going to call him out, right? So you can actually play with the audience and really get them on board. Also, for me as a speaker, my talks are very experiential, which means I almost 100% of the time will have audience interaction of some kind if I can, as long as it's not a TED talk or a TED style talk, which is we can talk about that, but that's a whole nother um, style of speaking where we are playing more to the video versus the live audience, and there's a huge difference there. But when we are generally speaking, doing keynotes and workshops and those kinds of things, the more that you are engaging the audience and co-creating the experience, the less your nerves will be spiked and the more fun they will have. Because let's face it, who wants to just sit listening to someone talk for an hour or 90 minutes? We don't want to do that. We want to participate as an audience. We want to engage. We want to be challenged. And so that can help the nerves tremendously. Another tip too, here on the nerve kind of side of things would be to remind yourself that you are in service to the audience and to do whatever you need to get yourself to your A game, whatever that is. So for some people, it might be backstage. Try not to just sit backstage waiting for your turn politely and you're going to get cold. Your body's going to get cold, right? So I like to encourage all my speakers to get up, stand up, get their earbuds going, the favorite songs that they have, blast those in your earbuds, move around, dance around. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks of you backstage. You got to take care of yourself so that you can take care of your audience. And the more that you are in your zone, if you need to do burpees backstage, do burpees, whatever it is. Although be careful. I was running a TEDx event one time and I had one of my speakers and I gave this speech like, okay, keep yourself warm. Don't get cold, keep moving. And he decided he needed to do burpees and he didn't notice that there was a cement ceiling up above his head.
Oh,
So
God.
he does the burpee, hits the ceiling, blood coming down. He was our next speaker. So I'm like back getting stuff, patting him off with any towels and anything I could find and getting him ready to go and pushing him out onto the stage to give his TED talk. Yes. So be careful of cement ceilings.
I think that's going a little too far in creating a story to talk about when you're about to go out on stage. It's like, look, I'm bleeding.
Yeah,
Here's how
I'm
I show up
bleeding, but I
anyways.
am committed to my idea worth spreading. So world, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to the Selling with Love podcast. We have some previous episodes you can tune into right here. And if you prefer the short form content where you get to the point in under 10 minutes, we do have a ton of clips from our best episodes that are being shared on this channel as well. So pick which one supports you the most. And of course, thank you for liking, subscribing, and of course, selling with love.